Also, my cardigan is coming along nicely. I'm just working on the ribbon for one of the sleeves and I'm almost done, and then I will move on to the next sleeve. Let me try it on for y'all. I'm down to like one thing of yarn, so I'm really hoping I don't run out, but if I do, I don't know, we'll see. But this is what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. So I think I'm just gonna do maybe like a couple more rows of ribbon. It's kind of like that, like right here, and we'll move on to the next, the second sleeve. And I think I might, I wasn't planning on doing buttons, but maybe I might. I don't know, we'll see. I think it all depends on how much yarn I have and how much work I feel like doing. But this is like my first ever major like crochet project, and I am very happy with how it is turning out, and I really like this color too. But yeah, it's coming along well. So in a few vlogs back, I had played with the idea of getting an e-reader, and so I finally did. I just picked up the Coco Clara. It's just a black and white version. I went into Indigo and like, you know, saw up close the black and white versus the colored version, and honestly the colored version was just fine and didn't seem worth the money. But I have really been enjoying reading off of my Kobo. It's light, it's lightweight, it's easy to carry around, and yeah, it's very responsive. It's just like a cool, nifty gadget. And as someone that tends to read multiple books at once, it's just nice to not have to lug around big books with me all the time and just kind of have my book on this little gadget. And I did decide to go with a Kobo instead of a Kindle, just because I believe the Kobo is Canadian owned, and so I wanted to spend my money on a Canadian owned brand rather than something by Amazon. Sorry about the dryer going in the background, but I want to show you guys some books that I picked up recently. I mean like a couple of days ago. So one of my favorite authors ever, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, recently came out with a new book. It's called Dream Count. She hasn't come out with a novel in a long time. I think the last novel she came out with was Americana, and that was several years ago now. So I'm super excited that I was able to grab a copy. This was not on my TBR for the month, but I swapped it out for I swapped out a different book for this one. I'm super excited to get into reading it, but I've really been devouring From Blood and Ash. I actually finished From Blood and Ash. I stayed up until like midnight Friday night, like Saturday, or very early Saturday morning, just to finish the book. And I have, and I'm reading book 2, A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. I'm 51% through, almost done. I did not expect myself to enjoy this series as much as I do, and I'm hoping I'm gonna have to like really stop myself, because this is all I've been reading for like the last 3 days. Like I finished book 1 and I'm also almost done book 2. I started this yesterday, guys. So we need to like rein it in. I think once I'm done book 2, I'm gonna calm the heck down and read some of my other books, and maybe when I'm in New Orleans or something, I can continue on reading book 3, because my goal is to just bring my Kobo with me and maybe just like one other book, so that I'm not traveling with like too many books. That's part of the reason I got this Kobo, so that I can, I suppose, read easier. on a portable device like that. But I've been really enjoying it. Maybe I'll do like a debrief or something later on. I'll talk about yeah, how I'm liking it, but really liking it so far, and it's very surprising. But I think Miss Jennifer is a good writer. She knows how to keep the suspense, and she knows how to write page turners. Okay, let's just say that. Okay, so I also picked up a Shadow Crown. So this is book 2 in the Halfling saga. I'd read book 1, Assassin's Blade, I think it's what it was called. I really liked it. And I knew that I wanted to get the second book, but it's been several months since I read, maybe not several months, but it's been a minute since I read book 1, so I might need to do like a recap before I go into book 2. But this is kind of like a heavy read, honestly. It touches on, book 1 touched on a lot of kind of mature themes of suicidal ideation, self-harm, alcoholism, addiction, intergenerational trauma, so lots of stuff. So I feel like you kind of need to sort of almost be in a certain mind frame for this, mind state of mind for this. But I'm also excited to get into this because I thought book 1 was very well written and very interesting. I don't know which of these two I'm gonna start with. I might start with Dream Count because I just kind of read like the book cover. I just kind of read like the synopsis or whatever, like this summary thing that they put on the leaf, and it seemed very interesting. So maybe I'll start with this. And I always really enjoy diving into a Chimamanda novel. She is just a born storyteller, and she's got a way with words and weaving in plots and different like characters, and just kind of like creating a web between all of them. It's intricate work, and she's got the touch. So I might start with this. But yeah, so that's the reading we've been getting up to in the month of March. I honestly, I'm surprised that I'm still reading as much as I'm reading because a lot of my work, like my actual work this month, has just been reading. I've read more than 500 files, and I'm rereading them right now at this point. And so you'd think that I'd be like just over reading, but apparently not. It's a worthy distraction anyway. But yeah, so that's the reading plan for the month. We'll see how many books I can actually finish. I think I've finished like 1 book so far already. We'll see if I can get it to 3. Pretty soon after I got this couch, I realized that I needed a side table just because it's like so wide and big. You kind of need to be able to set like drinks and stuff down, and I don't have like a center table. I have that little like white thing over there, but anyway, I decided I needed a side table. I wasn't really like eagerly looking for something, but I was just like browsing Facebook Marketplace, and I saw this this side table or end table, and I was just instantly drawn to the color. I don't know what is going on, but I'm in like such a red phase. I'm just loving anything red, and this is just like a piece of the vision that I have for my living room and how I want it to come together. But anyway, this is the end table that we picked up. Unfortunately, it was just 1. So it's just living on the side here for now. I'm trying to figure out like what I want to place on top of it is like decor and stuff. And I think I might do like coffee table books. Maybe I'll go thrifting, see what I can find at the thrift stores. But for now, it's just kind of bare, and that's okay. Hello. Hi. It is a little bit after 6 p.m. Obviously, I'm home. And I just thought I'd pick up the camera to show y'all a couple exciting things that I just picked up not too long ago. So on my way home from work, I stopped by the mall and I got myself a pair of shoes that I've been wanting to get for a very long, I shouldn't say a very long time. I've been thinking about this for months now, but I've been sitting on it and just wanting to take my time. So I've been wanting to get like the Adidas Sambas, but I don't know, I was looking online and I never really saw the colorway that called out to me the strongest. But anyway, I was at the mall because I needed to do something else and I decided to stop by Brown's, and this caught my eye. Like, it was right in front of the store and I'm like, this is the one I want to get. So what I really like about this, so this is the Spezial, the Spezial one. And what I really like about this is, one, the versatility in terms of colors that this style seems to have, and also the fact that it's just all suede and just like the 3 stripes and the, I suppose, little band or whatever at the Achilles tendon, like this side. The only parts, those are like the only parts of the shoes that are leather, and everything else is suede. And I really just like the feel of suede. And of course I got it in green because green is one of my favorite colors. And I'm just really excited to wear this. I think I'm gonna get a lot of good use out of it. Yes, it does have, it's not like the most neutral color, but I do feel like it's versatile enough that I can wear it with most things. It would, yeah, I can just really picture this being like my go-to springtime, summertime, running around shoes. And I'm hoping to get a few other colors because the colors get me, y'all. And I also decided to stop by the health food store because I got it into my head somehow that I really wanted to try, that I really wanted to get coconut kefir. And I'd been looking for it. I couldn't find it in like any regular groceries, like not Superstore, not No Frills. Those are the 2 grocery stores I go to. I couldn't find coconut kefir in like their health food section, just like regular kefir. And the ones I found, they had too much like sugar and stuff added, so I didn't want to get it. But I was really fixated on coconut kefir, so I went to Community, which is the health food store that I went to, and they had it. Do you guys want to guess in the comments how much this cost? I'll give you a second to do so now. I'll tell you, it costs $14.99 for this little thing. It's 359 milliliters, 359 ml, not even 500. It's crazy. But it's made in Canada, so it's a Canadian product. It's made in Toronto, Ontario, so I'm glad to spend my money on Canadian made stuff right now. And I want to like give this a try. So my plan is to just like take a couple spoonfuls, probably daily, we'll see, because kefir is really good for like gut health. It's got like a ton of probiotics and stuff. So they do say to start with 2 to 4 tablespoons. So I'm going to give this a try. The texture is very interesting. It looks kind of whipped, you know. But ooh, that is weird. It's sour and coconutty at the same time. But I don't think I'd be able, it says to enjoy it like you normally would yogurt, but I don't think, like, my eyes are kind of watering. It's very strong. I don't think I'd be able to eat this like coconut yogurt or like regular yogurt. $15.99. I don't know if it's worth the price. Maybe I'll just go to like regular kefir, but I really have been dying to try it and it's not bad. I also picked up another thing. I picked up a bag of cacao powder. My plan with this is to make myself a nice cup of hot chocolate. Probably make that tonight. And I think I might add some of my nootropics. So I have chaga and I have lion's mane. Maybe I'll add that in. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to share. I'm going to start unwinding for the night, take off my makeup. I really want to like go to bed at a decent time. I've been like going to bed late lately for some reason, like 10 p.m. That's so unlike me. I usually like to be asleep at like 9 at the latest. So I'm trying to curtail bad habits. So yeah. Anyway, I just thought I'd share all the little fun goodies that I got. Okay, bye. I am very excited about this package. So I ordered some ceramic egg crates off of Anthropology. I have been eyeing these for such a long time, and I finally went ahead and got them. I got 2. And I'm so excited. They're actually quite heavy, heavier than I thought they would be. But I'm so excited to like arrange my eggs in these and, you know, just be, you know, just have aesthetically arranged eggs. So one thing about me is I love to eat, and much later in the video you will see that March was a month of eating mostly, but I also really have been focusing on preparing as many homemade meals as I can, and cooking from scratch as much as possible. I love following recipes, I love trying out new recipes, and obviously what you're seeing here is only like a small snapshot of all the food that I cooked in the month of March. But there's honestly something just so satisfying about just taking my time to prepare meals that are nourishing and good for me, and just like testing out new things. Like this mini meatball recipe, I didn't realize how long it would take me to shape all these meatballs, but it ended up being so delicious, and it made the deliciousness was amplified, I suppose, because of all the effort and time that went into preparing it. But yeah, I think one of the things that I've really been focused on this year is just cooking more and eating well, and also experiencing food in restaurants and like cool settings, and getting dressed and going out to eat. So yeah. was sort of what it was in terms of how much I had going on, I think it made me realize that I really needed to try and find a way to cultivate pockets and moments of peace in my morning, a means to sort of slow down and set intentions for the day, and just to kind of come back to myself a little bit and not feel the need to just get up, go to the gym and go. So I've really been trying to incorporate a practice of just pulling tarot cards and setting intentions for the day, and just starting my day off a bit slower than I normally do. So I got the amazing opportunity to visit New Orleans in Louisiana for the first time ever for a work trip. I was in New Orleans for a week, 3 days for a work conference, and then I took the opportunity to take an additional 2 or so days as vacation, just to explore the city a bit more. And oh my God, I had so much fun in New Orleans. I had a lot of fun with my work colleagues, obviously. Just seeing as much as we could of like the touristy areas. Obviously I didn't get to see, other parts of the city because I was downtown and I sort of just remained downtown. I mean, at later points in the video you will see other things that I got up to. I will say that the downtown core of like the touristy area is definitely very much touristy, and it's lively and bustling. There's like a lot going on, and some aspects of the city felt familiar. I think a lot of the architectural designs of the houses were reminiscent of some neighborhoods that I would have seen growing up in Lagos, so it didn't feel too unfamiliar in that aspect. Amy, come say hi to the vlog.
Oh. Hi vloggers, it's so great for you to be here in New Orleans. Enjoy the grits.
So when I told my boss that I was going to be in New Orleans, she insisted that I do a swamp tour. And honestly, I'm glad I did, because look at this. I was that close to an alligator. And that's not even the biggest one that we saw. We saw one that was 12 foot long. And this was such a fun trip. It was obviously not in New Orleans, so I did get transported to a town really outside of New Orleans, but we got to see up close little swamp raccoons. They were so cute, but one of them got a little bit aggressive. The tour guide was feeding them little pellets of food, but there were also houses on the swamp, and people live in these houses. I mean, I didn't really get to see anybody, but I think these were people that just probably come and fish from the river or whatever. But it was such a fun thing to do, a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I'm glad that I got to do it. Okay, we've got to talk about the food. I pretty much ate out for every single meal, except for meals that were served during the conference. And when I tell you, every single meal that I had was 10 out of 10, nothing missed. I'm not exaggerating. It was my first time eating shrimp and grits. Wasn't sure I was gonna like it. See, so before going to New Orleans, I thought I wasn't like a seafood person, but I think after being open-minded enough to actually try seafood in New Orleans, I just determined that I just haven't been having good seafood. All of the food that we ate, God, this salad was just, I'm thinking about it, looking at it right now, and my mouth is watering. I don't know. It was so simple and basic, but it was just so good. And I think that's like the thing about all the meals that we had. Some of them were pretty rich, but for the most part, they weren't trying to do too much, but they were still good. So take this shrimp po' boy sandwich right here with the loaded baked potato. Nothing too crazy. It's like something you can get here in Calgary, but there was just something about the way everything tasted. It was so yummy. And the food, the eating experience really truly is something that I would for sure go back for once, the global geopolitical climate calms down a little. But yeah, all of my eating experiences were just so good, and the coffee was also good. Although I will say, probably now is not a good time to be traveling to the States, y'all, because it was expensive eating out. Like, the exchange rate was a killer. So for like a simple dinner, one place I went, I just got like a sandwich and fries and a glass of wine. And once I tipped, it ended up being like, in Canadian dollars, like $60 something. And I'm like, if I ever went out to eat and spent that much in a restaurant in Calgary, I'm going to like a mid-range restaurant and not like a dive, which is what this place was. Not this place that's showing in the video right now, but the place I had gotten the sandwich and fries. But overall, still, I had budgeted for it, and yeah, it was still good, but it was just kind of surprising how expensive things were there. But still, I would not change any of my experiences for one thing. I would not change anything at all. It was just perfect. I had such a great time, and it was a lovely experience, and I'm so glad I got to do it. I look a little crazy. Ignore me. But I think I'm going to end the vlog here, you guys. I hope y'all have enjoyed a sneak peek into what the month of March was like for me. It felt good to just pick up the camera whenever I felt like something needed I could share or record a memory or something. And I feel like I might try to do one of these every now and then, just like an overview and like a summary of how my month went. But that is it for now. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching. I've missed y'all, and I'm so glad to be back to our regularly scheduled program. And I can't wait to see and talk to y'all next week in another vlog. But until then, I hope you're staying well, and I hope you're having an amazing time at whatever point of the day it is for you right now. But thank you so much for being here. I love and appreciate you more than you know, and I can't wait to see you next time in another vlog. Until then, bye.